Hello? Hello? So I think we are live. For the millions that are watching. So I think we are live. For the millions that are watching. So I'm just going to do a quick live stream. I think doing a market breakdown. Looking at the Bitcoins, Ethereum, XRP, and a couple of altcoins. But the reason why I've decided to do this live stream is because I've hit a little milestone, 500 subscribers. I think that's a nice achievement for myself. On the way to 1,000, 10,000, who knows, you know. It's all about consistent content and keeping at it. So let's get the show on the road. So let's start with Bitcoin, the big boy. So obviously in the last few days we've had a long awaited healthy correction. It hasn't even been too much, to be honest. 27-30%. It's been a good amount. I mean, if it actually turns around from this point, then it'll be alright, you know. It's pretty much in the middle, because I think a lot of us are expecting quite a bit more, or at least up to like 40%. The reason being is because of the massive increase we've had since about 12,000. I mean, the increase was 266%, absolutely smashed past that. And I mean, the question is, are we gonna keep going further down? It does look like it so far. I mean, every time we've wicked down, it's gone deeper and deeper, searching for liquidity. So there is a chance that we will go further down. Also, potentially, this is looking like it could become a head and shoulders reversal pattern. So if that is the case, then of course we can actually do we can do a measure this. I believe this should be that from the breakout. I mean, it's quite unlikely, to be honest. I'm looking at the potential of this becoming next support. That's the one I'm looking at. If we do close below 29,000-30,000, then I think potentially we could go this. Obviously there's some support in this area, 25, 26, but potentially as low as 24. I don't think it would go further than that, because that would be past 40%. I don't think we'll go past there. Obviously what we have to bear in mind is there's massive interest from institutions, so you know, there's going to be a lot of demand. We're in a stage where there's huge demand, so I don't think we'll go any further than that. Give me just 1 second. I'm just looking at this is the first time I've done a live stream, so I'm just looking at the console to see if it's all working in that. First time I've done a live stream, so I'm just looking at so I'm going to try and do like a 10, maybe 15-minute live stream. If there's anyone actually watching, maybe say something in the chat. That would be very nice. So let's continue. Let's have a look at some of the other coins. Ethereum, where are you? Similarly, Ethereum obviously is correcting as well. It's looking, the whole market is kind of obviously going in the same direction. But what normally happens, of course, is when Bitcoin corrects X amount, the rest of the market, or the other altcoins, correct a lot more. So for Ethereum, potentially we could go a bit further. Now, obviously we have some support around $800. That's one major area of support. We could probably extend this. we've wicked all the way down to $913, and I think that was a 30% from there. If we go down to the 800, then that would be the 40%. Now it is possible we go further. If that doesn't hold, it'd be quite worrying, to be honest, if we go further than that, but then the next major support area would be around $600. It's possible, but it's quite unlikely. But we cannot rule out anything. So I think $800 to $840, you know, that would be nice. And I'll talk about kind of dollar cost averaging in a bit as well. I did make a video about that, but it's always good to repeat that, because it's very important in this market. And I think a lot of people, you know, that have been buying into crypto in the last few months might be waiting for an even larger correction. So I think those people especially need to not wait too long to potentially, you know, if we go into the 20s, for example, for Bitcoin, 20,000 into that area, obviously it'd be nice to pick up Bitcoin at a much cheaper price, but there's always the potential, especially with all the demand from institutions, that we could go, you know, we could reverse very quickly. I did mention in the other video that normally corrections are a lot shorter than rallies. So we've been on the rally for a couple of weeks now, so the correction probably won't last too long, maybe a week or two, potentially 3. But looking at XRP, currently, you know, holding at the 29.30 cent level. This is, as you can see, quite a it's quite an important level. So if you can hold this, and you know, again, with Bitcoin losing a lot of or correcting, and the rest of the market correcting, if Bitcoin corrects further, then I don't think this will hold. I think we'll go further down, potentially into this range right here, 22 to 25. I think this is the range where just before we broke out, so there was a lot of consolidation within this period from the 3rd of September up until mid-November. So I think if Bitcoin carries on correcting, then we'll go into that region. I just like my own video. I have to do that. Every like matters. So potentially, yeah, I think XRP could go further into this area, depending on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin just consolidates at where it is at right now, then XRP might not go too much further. As mentioned as well in a previous video, I think XRP is potentially making this let's use a highlighter. No, that looks rubbish. It's potentially making a head and shoulder pattern. Now let's see how it forms this right shoulder, but it does look like it's forming that pattern. Now again, it all depends on what Bitcoin does. If it carries on correcting and there's more of a major correction move downwards, then I don't think XRP will hold at this level. It will probably go down towards that 24 to 25% level. But XRP's done well, you know, from the SEC suing the hell out of it, or not the hell out of it, but suing it. They've recovered very well. You know, at this point, I did make a video. I sold most of my XRP. It was going, you know, it was looking like it was going into oblivion, you know, and I had to sell in case it went further and further down. But I've averaged back in, you know, at this point. It's looking like it wants to go on a push to the upside. Now, what I've always said about XRP is that it managed to get to $3.20 or $3 and change without Coinbase and the major exchanges. So it can do it without it. So there's no reason why it can't do it without it. But obviously we need to make sure to look at the price and make sure that it is actually turning around. If it goes into graveyard once again, best know that I am ditching that crypto. Let's have a look at some other personal favorite. Ocean, big things coming for this cryptocurrency. It's still within this symmetrical triangle that I mentioned before. If it breaks below that, as this support level and this trend line, then I'll get quite worried, because there isn't much support in this area. We'll have a look at the BTC pair. Actually, there might be support over there, but below 29.30 cents, I'll be worried. But again, it depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin corrects again, if it goes on another down leg, then it could really, destroy the altcoin market once again. It could really push it down very, very hard. But long term, for this bull run, it's definitely gonna, the altcoins are definitely gonna rock it. It's gonna beat $1. I'm looking at $5 to $10. That'll be a massive return. Let's look at the Bitcoin pairing to see if there is any support below. My apologies. I need to get a more powerful PC. Thinking of getting a Mac. Definitely one, crypto booms properly. Well, it has already, but in the next few months, I'll definitely take out some further profits, and get myself a Mac. It's great for YouTube as well, for editing. Okay, so on the Bitcoin pairing, it looks absolutely hopeless. There is no support level, but it does look like it's turning around. So if we look at the daily time frame, it does look like it's bottoming, but it's still in the process. We need to see probably this level over here. And is there also a counter trend line potentially in play? Ooh. Potentially counter trend line there as well, but we need to see a proper turnaround before we actually confirm the reversal on the Bitcoin pairing. It is important to look at the Bitcoin pairing as well. I think a lot of people forget to look at this, as there are like support levels and resistance levels on here. So for example, when Ocean starts to rocket and there's actually resistance over here, it could turn around at this level, and many people wouldn't know why. So I think so. As you can see, once it turns around, there could be some resistance that it has to face this counter trend line from back in August 2020, well, obviously last year. So I'll be watching this very carefully. Okay, crypto lover, hello there, sir. How are you doing? Thank you for this. You are the first person who's messaged on my live stream, so only have 20 XRP. Do you have any free? I have some XRP, but they are not free, my friend. You'll have to pay. You'll have to pay for that. But if you send me $10, I'll send you 10 XRP. How about that? I think that's a fair deal. Let's look at the total market cap. So after hitting that $1 trillion market cap, we have reversed. This is obviously a very important level that I think once we'll get past, I think truly 1.52 trillion is a possibility. So just imagine how much the cryptocurrencies that we're holding will increase. It's going to be a lot. I mean, I think that's a fair deal, Mr. Crypto Lover. No? So I think what I'll close off with today is just a quick mention about dollar cost averaging. As I said previously, we don't know when we're gonna turn around. We don't know how far this correction will go. It might go further down into the 20s, talking about Bitcoin, or XRP might go further down into the teens, but we don't know. That's the thing. That's why dollar cost averaging, especially in the bull run, is the best way to go, because if you just average in your buys as it goes down, you'll get the best average price, and because you don't know when it will turn around, the further it goes down, obviously the better discount you get, but when it does turn around, you would have probably gotten at a good price before it started to reverse. And with all this buying pressure from institutions, which is unprecedented, if I could say the word, the demand that they're putting in, the kind of buy orders that they're putting in, they could easily reverse this market very, very quickly. You know, they're putting in hundreds of millions, so it's very easy for them to just turn this around. Hence why, again, dollar cost averaging is the best way. Maybe you could average in buys in a short time frame, 3 to 5 days. You know, that's what I'm doing anyway. I'm averaging in more buys as time goes on. But yeah, I'm gonna end this live stream here. Thank you very much, Mr. Crypto Lover, for your message. I do appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for watching. Peace out.